the mighty and resilient Merrimack River, carving through the communities of our great region. My name is Linda Lorden, proud president of Merrimack County Savings Bank, and like the river that serves as our namesake, we're a constant yet ever-changing presence. Because to us, it's bigger than banking. It's about powering communities and putting people first. It's about knowing where you came from and where you're going. That's Merrimack style. Visit us at themerrimack.com.
This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be considered legal, medical, or mental health advice. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast and are not intended to malign any religion, group, club, organization, business, individual, anyone, or anything.
Sarah here. Here's a short preview of a bonus episode. You can hear the whole thing on Patreon, and fun fact, every time someone joins our Patreon party, they get access to all new episodes ad-free. See the show notes to learn more or go to patreon.com/alittlebitculty. So that was what I was left with when I was re-listening about how we talked about the surveys that we filled out.
Those things.
And I still don't know. I wish we could. I'm trying to find somebody who isn't. The person that I know who is actually in charge of the surveys is still loyal and won't speak to me. So I couldn't find that out. But I'm just going to.
Why don't you email them and say, hey, listen, we're doing a podcast. You may have heard of it. It's called Difficulty. And I was just seeing if I can get those surveys. I think we might have them somewhere.
Where do you think those are?
In an email somewhere.
No, but the actual piles. I mean, there must have been.
I think they got shredded.
I can't do the math on how many boxes, bankers' boxes full of, because those were never in my center. I tried to double photocopy because I didn't like wasting paper, but they were 20 pages thick at least, right? And
do you want to know?
But the side, the like little Patreon bonus side story that I didn't tell you I was saving for this moment.
Oh, saving.
Do you remember the the questions from that test?
I mean, vaguely.
So,
like, do you think that the world would be better in your hands, or
but
stuff like that?
Specifically, and I'm trying to pull it up because I think one of my fondest memories of being like the good times of the cult is every now and then somebody would throw, because some of the lines were very specific, like A, B questions, like. A, my body is nothing special, or B, I am apt to look at myself in the mirror, or something like that, right? Uh-huh. And every now and then, especially you or like some of your buddies that you laughed around with would throw out a line, like just randomly in conversation in reference to the test.
Right. Yeah,
like Nippy would be looking in the mirror and he'd be like, my body is nothing special.
I'd be doing a double bicep.
Yes. Do you remember some of them? They were like,
I do remember, like, I don't know.
Well, some of the questions were about narcissism, right?
Yeah, but both of them made you look bad. Remember when both the answers were like didn't apply to you, but they were both like,
yeah. Some of them were like that, but also
either way, you incriminated yourself.
Yeah, and then some of them were other things like around ethics, like if I could sneak into a movie theater without getting caught, I would do that or not.
Depends on the movie.
Oh my God, here's the test. I just found it. Okay. I found it from psychcentral.com. This particular question set was directly on our papers. So this will bring back memories.
Show notes, this one.
This will bring back memories. Which statement best matches you? This is for all of them, okay? A, I have a natural talent for influencing people. Or B, I'm not good at influencing people. So like this would be a great example of like if I did something where I did a good intro presentation, I might come off stage and be like, hey, Nippy, I have a natural talent for influencing people. Or A, modesty doesn't become me. Or I'm essentially a modest person.
Well, answering the question.
Yeah. Remember?
Kind of negates it, right?
This one was great. This is bringing back so many memories. I would do almost anything on a dare, or I tend to be a fairly cautious person. So again, I would be putting on my seatbelt and I might say to Nippy, I tend to be a fairly cautious person.
I dare you not to be.
Which statement best matches you? When people compliment me, I sometimes get embarrassed. Or I know that I am good because everybody keeps telling me so. The thought of ruling the world frightens the hell out of me. Or if I ruled the world, it would be a better place.
Jesus.
You definitely said that a lot. I can usually talk my way out of anything, or I try to accept the consequences of my behavior.
I do both.
I prefer to blend in with the crowd, or I like to be the center of attention? Allison Mack.
Depends where.
Which statement best matches you? I will be a success, or I'm not too concerned about my success. I'm no better or worse than most people, or I think I'm a special person. I'm not
It's difficult to figure out what these tests reveal exactly.
I'm not sure if I would make a good leader, or I see myself as a good leader. I'm assertive, or I wish I were more assertive. It goes on, but you can see how these lines would be. Oh, here it is. My body's nothing special. I like to look at my body. I will try not to be a show-off.
What if you like to look at your body, but you also think it's nothing special?
I totally remember
what happens there?
Seeing you throw the football and saying this one, I will usually show off when I get the chance. No? No. Like throwing you under the bus.
That's not cool. So here's a question.
Sometimes I tell good stories. Everybody likes to hear my stories.
Well, what if it's both? I'm just saying. These questions
are really
lend, you can be both.
This was one that came up a lot. I have a strong will for power, or power for its own sake doesn't interest me.
We know Keith's answer. All right.